Someone should not cheat on the test.
Unfortunately for me, I lack common sense since birth.
I've always had common sense. I just choose to ignore it.
So, we came up with the ultimate cheat plan to ace the test.
Seriously, I don't even think it was called cheating. We really did our studying ourselves.
Yeah, it was only one day, better than everyone else.
Wait a second, guys. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yes, let's start from the beginning. It was near the end of the school year, and that meant three things. Finals.
Finals.
And more finals.
Yeah, students do not apparently count as people before finals. We are machines that just eat, sleep, and study. And sometimes not even the first two. But this year was totally different.
Completely different. There's an American foreign exchange student who's throwing a big party on Wednesday for everyone wanted to come. It's gonna be huge. But that Thursday morning was the school's major final for the year.
So the school was split into two halves. One half were the serious students who decided to sacrifice a night of amazing fun for a night of torture study to try and ace the test.
The other half decided to toss a grade out the window and party it up all night.
We were neither. I needed good grades. My parents promised me if I graduate from high school with flying colors, I get a new school when I went to the college. My problem was that if I missed up the best party of the year, that would mean that I would lose all the girls I'm planning on giving a ride on my scooter.
Girls, I needed to pass. I've been working to get into a certain college since I was in elementary school. I knew what my goal was. I also really wanted to go to the party.
If I didn't keep my grades up, I would lose the internship I was in. It lies me up for my dream job. But then again, if I miss out on a party, I wouldn't have any girls to take on a date. What use would all that money be if I didn't get to date some real hotties?
Hey, listen to me. If I didn't pass that test, that meant my parents would refuse to take me to their trip to Japan this year. Yet, that party was my one and only chance at future popularity.
We all just weren't too willing to give up here. We also didn't just want to lie down and take it like the rest of the kids, did we?
You're just saying that to comfort yourself.
I guess so. I wish I was just going with my guts that day and actually study.
Basically, we all decided to go to that party. It was a blast!
The exchange student promised that the party would make history. It totally did.
It was awesome! But once it ended, the four of us began to really think about tests in the morning. How we might all fail and what we might lose if we failed.
Then I came up with a brilliant idea of how to buy us an extra day to study.
We told our teacher the next day how the four of us were on our way to the library to study. We explained that Angela's grandmother had been driving us all day.
My grandma's a real party goer back in her day, and I've always been trying hard to get me to have a little fun. So I knew she would cover for us if I just explained it to her.
I still cannot believe your grandmother was so cool with covering for us like she did.
Well, we don't know my grand. She's the one big reason I knew that day I came up with work. She would be a foolproof commissary.
Right. I mean, who is not going to believe a sweet old lady like your grams if they're called to check on us?
Yes, it would have been perfect. I wish you would have gone with the story. Where was it? Oh, yeah. So Angela's grandmother had been driving us all to the library.
But on the way to the library, we got stuck in the middle of nowhere because of a flat tire.
We said that we had to push a car over the hill from the east side of town and back to the city. So the only car repair shop that my grandma would trust to repair her Jaguar.
And by the time we got home, it was 2 in the morning. And it's too late to study. It was a lived life. It could have totally happened to anyone. The teacher couldn't blame us because we are on our way to study. And we only have 2 days to learn material for the test.
Only a foreigner will hold off until last week to a student. What's going to be our final test? It was like he was trying to kill us or something.
We could study. If all four of us were needed, we should have a car.
My grandma will never allow a car to be left anywhere that's remotely possible to be unsafe. She absolutely loves a beautiful blue Jag.
I mean, No one would have said to leave a cute old lady with a flat tire out in the middle of nowhere. So that means we were obligated to help her. After all, she was the one helping us to go study.
The nearest library was fortunately quite far away, and of the four of us, only Darren has a cell phone, so we can conveniently explain that it was called a battery, and my gramps does not carry on the cell phone because of the difficult time of the buttons and extra stuff.
I would have used to say our plan was airtight.
And we are also extremely lucky that fourth teacher proxy test was a newbie.
He totally bought it!
Well, so we thought the proctor teacher took pity on us and allowed us an extra day to study. He said we could take a test the next day, which was Friday.
We begged him and then secretly gave each other high fives. We thought we won, but we were wrong.
We went home that day and cried all night.
We came back Friday morning, as ready as a person could be.
When I walked into the classroom, I was expected to take the test right away, but proctor and teacher said that we had to be separate rooms to take the test, since we're taking tests a day late.
I didn't give it much thought. I figured it better. Now, I was completely prepared for the test.
So I split up. When I got my test, I was ready to get started.
The first page had all regular instructions for the test, and only one question at the bottom of the page.
The first question was, please list the differences between Taiwan and U.S. schools. It was later 2 points. I studied them for this day, so it was a cinch. I quickly jotted down my answer.
Yeah, I have the same question. We all
And we all turned the page to see the next question. My heart stopped dead when I read it.
I literally felt sick when I saw it.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it was the one thing that we had not prepared for.
Each of us had the same question on test. It was worth 98 points. Which tire was it that was flat? A, from left, B, from right, C, back left, or D, back right?
Needless to say, all of us got 2 points at our final exam, since the answer to our second question didn't match up.
Not me. I got 1 point. I missed out on my differences between schools' question.
be grateful for your 1 point. I drew up pictures of America and Taiwan. The teacher was not amused.
We learned a valuable lesson that day. Cheating is never right.
Yeah, either that or
Do a bad job!